everyone. This is Paris. I am here with the 411 for the Gospel of Jesus Christ. I wanted to talk to you all today about this dream. And when you have dreams, when you have visions, when God is giving you a word, you have to take it. You have to write it down. You have to take note of it, because the enemy will try to come and steal it from you. You know, and just like when it comes to dreams or visions, when you have those bad dreams or visions, that's from the enemy. That's not from God. Or when you have something that God is trying to get to you or reveal to you, and then it wipes away like that, it wipes away just like that, that's because the enemy is trying to snatch it from you, trying to steal it from you, because he don't want you to receive it. So you have to use discernment, and also ask the Holy Spirit to bring it back to you. And so that was a dream that I had, and it might resonate with a lot of you all, because I'm not the only one that may experience this or may go through this. And I can't talk about all of it, but I can only talk about certain parts that I was given permission to. And in this dream, the mama said something about, it's like she was panicking, like, and she said, Lord, please help my children. And when she said that, I looked up in the sky and I received confirmation of what God was doing. And I can't really talk about what I saw, but what God was trying to tell me, because of the mother, seemed like when she said, it's like when she was panicking, and she was driving and she was panicking, and she all I heard was, Lord, please help my children. And she was panicking while she was driving, like she was, you know how you drive and you driving scared and nervous. And what I got from that is, God, when I looked up, God was confirming safety. He was confirming the word safety. And God is like, we don't have to have everything figured out. We don't have to know everything. We don't have to know why this or why that, but trust in Him. God is saying, in this season, can you trust Him? God is saying, when it looks like nothing is changing, when it looks like nothing is happening, can you trust Him? Can you trust in Him? Can you lay it in His hand? Can you give it to Him and trust Him? Can you trust Him to do it? Can you trust Him to come through for you? Can you trust Him to be faithful to you? Can you be faithful to Him in this season, when it seems like nothing is happening, when it seems like ain't nothing shaking, when it seems like all hope, when all the odds are against you? Can you trust Him? Like it said, though ye slay me, yet I still trust you. Can you still trust Him when it seems like nothing is happening? Let's go over to 1 Peter 5:9. That's 1 Peter 5:9. And it reads, resist him, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by your brotherhood in the world. When it says resist him, that means resist the enemy. And what that means is, when all hell is breaking loose, what it means to resist the enemy is, don't act like the enemy during that experience. during that circumstance that you may be facing. Don't act like the enemy. That's what it means to resist him. Not as in, I'm going to ignore, I'm going to this and this and this. No, you fight through the battle. You hold your faith because you're not scared at all. But do not act like the enemy during those hard times, during those trying times, during those times that the enemy thought he have you or think that he's bringing something over you. Don't act like him. Resist him. And you can praise your way through. And you have to stop and think, because we have to keep our eyes on God, because when we're trying to figure out so many things, we begin to try to put a puzzle together or pieces and figure stuff out. And God will make it seem like what you saw or the glimpses he showed you is mediocre, because sometimes we have to stay in our own lane. We have to do our own part and continue doing what God has told us to do, not thinking about his business, trying to connect the dots, trying to wonder how this is going to happen, or how that is going to happen, or why this or why that, or how can God use what you're going through to make it happen. God said you worrying about the wrong thing. God said you focus on what he told you to do, because when you is in his business, you will miss what he's doing in your life now. You will miss what he's doing in your life right now. You're focusing on, God said, stop worrying about other people's paths. Stop worrying about or trying to compete and compare yourself to others or judge other people's paths when you have your own path. You have your own path to walk. You have to walk out your own path. He said, do what he told you to do. He said, even when it seemed like this or that, or ain't nothing happening, you have to do, and you have to use what he has given you. You have to make do what you have left, what's in your hand now. You have to use that. He said, you know how you try to make, you know how you try to stretch a dollar? I'm trying to get $1 out of 15 cents. You have to use what you have now. He said, stop trying to figure stuff out, because he know what he's doing. He said, will you still be faithful in the midst of it all? Will you still continue and do what he has told you to do in the midst of it all? Can you still maintain what he gave you or manage what he has given you to do? He said, stop thinking it's not enough. It's not going to happen. You barking up unclaimed territory. When you barking up unclaimed territory, let me tell you what unclaimed territory means. Unclaimed territory means the enemy camp. The enemy camp. When you panicking and you don't understand and you trying to figure out and put two and two together, you begin to panic. You begin to have anxiety. You begin to be scared. You begin to think of old memories. You begin to question the things that God has told you. And then when we do that, we make decisions off frustrations and emotions. And then you become uncertain and you want to move fast and you feel like you have to catch up and you feel like you're missing out on something. That's how the enemy works. That's when you are in darkness, and darkness is a sign of unclaimed territory. God says, stay in your lane. He hears your cry. Continue to have faith. Continue to pray. Continue to do what he told you to do, and stop trying to figure things out that only God can do. God said, stay in your lane. Do what he told you to do. Stop trying to figure everything out. God said he has it already. He knows exactly what you're going through. God said you're not in this by yourself. Your brothers and sisters are going through the same thing. God said you do what he told you to do. Whatever he has left you with, you use that until he come back to you, and know that you maintain and manage what he has given you. You was fruitful, you was faithful, you was committed, and he said, and then he come back to give you your reward. Your reward, you will receive a reward for what you do. So you have to be faithful. You have to be committed. Don't think that you're in this by yourself. You may feel like you're in this by yourself, but you're not alone. The Holy Spirit is with you. I know sometimes it may feel like we're alone, but the Holy Spirit is with you. The Holy Spirit will lead you. I know in our circumstances we don't want to hear, oh, this and this and this and this, oh, that. Or people are saying God is going to do it, God is going to handle it. And we don't want to hear that. But you have to come to a place and know that you are safe. You have to be quiet. You have to be silent. You have to know that God has you and you are safe. Because when we are making decisions off emotions and frustration, it can lead to destruction. It can lead to you destroying yourself and other people's lives. And you have to be in a moment where you stop and rest. Give it over to God. God already have it handled. God already knows what you're going through. So I just wanted to drop that on you all. And to remain calm. You have to remain calm. You have to remain calm because a lot of times when we're frustrated and when we're angry and when we're trying to we're moving in a way where we're frustrated or we're mad or we're sad or we're things are not moving swiftly and quickly enough, or and then we begin to wander off, and then when these things happen, it's like that's gonna move God quicker. That's not gonna move God quicker. He's not moved by our frustrations. He's not moved by our emotions. And then our emotions, when we're under, when we may be under attack. When you're under attack, you can't trust your emotions. You can't trust your feelings because you would think that you're moving in the right direction, but you're moving out of fear. You're moving out of anxiety. You're moving out of anger. You're moving out of the way you feel or your emotions. And then you come to this place where you are uncertain. And it will feel like you're moving in the right direction, but you will come to a place of uncertainty. And that's the place that's barking up, that's going into the territory of the enemy. And another thing is, I don't like talking about the enemy, and I hate to say his name, so I call him the thing. So when you hear me say the thing, that's when you should know that I'm talking about him, because I don't like to talk about him. You know, and you have to understand that God is with you. You have to understand that. And you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Because our mouth and our thoughts can get us in a lot of trouble. You may feel like it cannot, but they are powerful. And they can get us in a lot of trouble. So you have to beware of what you're thinking and what you are saying in those times of when it seems like you're under attack, in those times when it seems like things are hard, in those times when it seems like the odds are against you. You have to bring your flesh under God. And you have to allow God to take over. Even if it means that you're being quiet, you have to be still. Because your mouth and your thoughts will get you in a lot of trouble. Again, have a good one, everyone.